Okay, so here we are in the Hideout, one of my favorite places in the game, and most of you probably know me from all of my Hideout videos that I've made in the past. Usually I rely on it pretty heavily to make my money, and usually it helps me get through pretty much all the way until end wipe, and I never really have to worry about money because of it. Now, things are a little bit different this wipe. As most of you know, the found and raid fleet is gone, so honestly it is easier than ever to make money. And in my opinion, I'm not really using the Hideout as much, but I am still using it to make a little bit extra. So for those of you who want to know what crafts I'm doing right now, then this is going to be the video for you. We're going to go over everything. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so first up, we're going to talk about the lavatory. Most of the stuff in this video is not going to be much different from what I've been telling you guys in the past. Most of it's going to be about the same, but obviously there are some changes here and there. The only difference in this video is I'm not going to be recommending you guys crafts that you do at nighttime, because for those of you who don't know, this is going to be a shorter wipe. We're probably going to be wiping in December, so trying to grind out max crafting and hideout management is kind of pointless. So there are a couple of stations that I have nighttime crafts, like the mag box specifically, but this one is more so a money maker than it is, you know, me just trying to get crafting points to level up my crafting skill. So on the lavatory, we've got fleece and we've got cordura. So what I like about this is the fleece craft. It takes 2 of these green beanies, and they are dirt cheap from Ragman. They're about 2,200 a piece. You can buy 4 per reset, so I try to stock up on them as much as I can. If you want to, you could just go ahead and sell them right back on the flea. Normally they're sitting around 12 to 14k. They're actually pretty low right now, but what I do is I craft them into fleeces, and fleeces are currently going for about 30,000. Now earlier on in the wipe, like first week, these things were going for about 50k, so this craft was absolutely insane. Right now they're only going for about 30, but still you turn 4,000 rubles into 30,000 rubles, and that's not too bad. Now I'm alternating that with cordura, and I just recently started alternating. I wasn't doing it before. I was just straight up banging out these fleeces, but now I'm alternating to try and get that crafting skill up a little bit. What I like about this is it takes 2 of these tactical sling bags. You can buy them right here from Ragman for 6,600 a piece. That's about 12k. And then we go ahead and check on cordura, and normally this is sitting around 20 to 25. It's a bit low right now. This is not peak playing time. Keep in mind, prices are always going to be higher during peak playing time, so maybe later on in the night for whatever time zone you're in. And right now it's about mid-afternoon, so obviously prices are going to be down. So you can expect about 8 to 10k profit per craft on this. Not super crazy, but it is a little bit extra. And then at nighttime, I like to do the mag box. I don't want to go through all of this. Basically, I use my fuels up, and then once they're done, I craft them into a mag box, and I believe these are selling for around 300k, so that's not a bad profit either. Okay, moving on from the lavatory, we've got the workbench, and again, pretty much the same stuff as we had last wipe. The only difference is sometimes I'm throwing in the green gunpowder. Now, right now, they're not really selling for a whole lot. They're only around 25k, but I would imagine later on in the wipe, these things are going to jump up to 50, 60, 70k like they normally do, because green gunpowder is used for a lot of the ammo crafts. Right now, people don't have good ammo crafts on the workbench. Most of them are quest locked, so people don't really need green gunpowder right now. That's why it's super cheap. So I'll craft these, I throw them in a junk box, and I'm just kind of holding on to them, kind of like I do with sugar, to sell them later on. Other than that, I'm rotating between the printed circuit boards, and of course, you guys know my favorite, the round pliers. Circuit boards, you can buy the DVD drives for around 10 to 12k. They're a little high right now. And then you can sell the printed circuit boards for about 15 to 20 a piece, which is not a bad profit overall. And then again, of course, talking about the round pliers, you buy these yellow pliers for around 10 to 12k. They're pretty low right now. Earlier on in the wipe, this wasn't great because you needed the pliers to trade for, I believe it was the toolkit barter from mechanic. And these things were selling for like 40k a piece, which was absolutely insane. But the prices have calmed down. So basically, you can buy these things under 17k, craft it into these red pliers right here, and then you can sell this directly to therapists for 17,010 rubles. So it's a pretty easy flip, super quick, only takes 14 minutes, not too bad. This one has been a favorite of mine for multiple wipes now. Moving on from the workbench, we're going to go over to the nutrition unit. Same old, same old. We've got sugar and EWRs. Right now, the EWR craft is not like a super money maker, but it does make a little bit. Personally, I buy these water bottles because I use them constantly. I drink them down to 1, so I don't really count the cost of this because I would have to be buying water anyways. And then right here, we've got keg tape, which is actually pretty cheap right now. I might stock up on some of these, but 27k roughly for one of those. and you're going to turn it into 2 EWRs, and they're selling for 27k themselves. So you're basically doubling your money there, 25k-ish profit. Not too bad. And then of course we're crafting sugar. Aliankas are sitting around 30k. Honestly, I would buy Aliankas up to 30k. I wouldn't spend over. And obviously the reason for that is we're waiting on sugar to hit 70k. But if you guys watch one of my previous videos talking about hoarding sugar this wipe has the potential to hit over 100k just like it did last wipe. So I'm kind of holding out on that. Obviously, as you guys know, I got my fridges full of sugar right here. We're constantly working on crafting it or just straight up buying it. Like if we go over to the flea market right now, you could just buy a bunch of these even at 40k, and then when they hit 70 to 100k, you just resell them in the future. That's what my plan is this wipe, because Found and Raid Fleet is gone, so whatever you buy, you could just resell it later. In the past, we've basically had to find sugar and craft it, so now it's a little bit easier with Found and Raid being gone. Finally, over onto the Medstation. Not much has changed here. I'm kind of just doing this just to get my crafting skill up. I rotate between the 3 cheeses and the 3 piles of meds. What I like about the cheeses is I just accumulate an absolute ton of them and I just put them up on the flea market, and it helps me get my flea rep up a little bit. Not super crazy, but that's kind of what I've been doing with it. And then for the piles of medcraft, they're actually going for a pretty decent price right now, anywhere between 25 and 30k. So that's about 75k in total from selling it. The only downside is augmenting is like 45k right now. The cheapest you can buy is from therapists. I'm not really sure why. In the past they've usually been under 30, but 45k, and then the rest of this stuff is like another 8k, and you've got yourself 75. So the profit, I don't know, quick math, I'm pretty bad at it, somewhere around 25k. Not too bad. And that's basically it as far as the main stations go. I don't have my intel center up, unfortunately, but that's really all I'm doing. I'm not doing intel center. I'm not doing the scab case. I don't even have it built yet. The only other thing I can throw in here is the cultist circle. Now last night I put a bunch of streamer items and, you know, a bunch of decent stuff in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this on the video just to kind of see what we got. And if we take a look here, we got a streamer item that I'm pretty sure I need. Yep. And a GPU, which I need to turn into mechanic, and an SR25. So that was actually kind of insane. Let me throw in some more random stuff that I got here. Why not? We'll throw in some high value stuff. Why not? What else we got? What else we got? Maybe a diary. Why not? So actually that was kind of fire. I got a GPU that I needed, and I got a streamer item that I needed. So you guys aren't messing around with the Cultist Circle, I would highly recommend it. What I've found is throwing in super, you know, like valuable type items, things that the game and traders sees as valuable, you're usually going to end up getting some pretty good stuff out of it. And that was actually a massive pull for me. I haven't found a single GPU this wipe, so that's huge. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully the little Cultist Circle pull right there was cool for you guys to watch. That was actually kind of insane. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I didn't check it before I did that, so that was me seeing it for the first time. Anyways, I'm done rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you used the hideout to make a little bit of extra money this wipe. I know it's super easy to just go and raid and find stuff, or do like trader flipping on the flea, or do like flea market flipping. There's way easier ways to make money now than the hideout. The hideout is kind of like just a little bit of a grind now, so a lot of people aren't really utilizing it, but for those of you who are, this video is for you. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.